Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back. I feel like this has been an extra special day, 2 lives in a row. We just finished a live with our lovely friends, Debbie, Freebird Spirit, and Linda G. And that was a whole lot of fun. We did a little chat about our upcoming retreat in June. And then we went into some personal questions, which was so wonderful. It was so wonderful. How's it going, Jeff?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun with Linda. It was nice to see her on the screen. It's been, I suppose, a year maybe or so.
Wow. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, and we hope she's doing good. She was feeling a little bit off, and she's such a trooper. Oh my gosh. She's like, no, good to go. Good to go. So we're happy to be here, and we are doing personal questions. So I can see some people have put them into the chat already. That's wonderful. Hi, Kimmy. Nice to see you. And Sue's here again. It was so lovely. She was with us in the last live.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Kimmy.
So great. Linda and Jolyn, hi from Hawaii. Nice to see you. Lots of lovely people here. And we're streaming on my Facebook and your Facebook and your Instagram and your YouTube page.
Yes.
Amazing. That's a whole lot of places.
Yes. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Liz. Hi, Suzanne. Wendy, Jolynn, Pat, Serenity. Thank you guys for being back. It's a joy to be with you guys. So what do you want to do, Kevin? Do you want to talk about anything, or do you want to get right into questions?
Well, it's totally up to you in the sense of, do we need to share anything? What do we want to talk about? It's our channel. Do whatever we want.
We can do whatever we want. For those of you that might not know, we have on Saturday, March 1st. Kevin, help me out here. Is it March 1st?
I want to say it's March 1st. Yeah,
Saturday, March 1st. Kevin, Debbie, and myself are doing a group mediumship on Zoom.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in joining us, it's always such a beautiful experience for everybody who's there. Even if you don't get a reading, it's very, very touching. But anyway, you can join us at freebirdspirit.com. Go to Debbie's events, and the link is in there.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
FYI.
I love that. I'm glad you're reminded. Yeah, because it's only a few weeks away, and we have space in that. We keep them fairly intimate, so they're just a wonderful afternoon where we step into the energy of mediumship and bring through beautiful messages. And yeah, they're fun. And we have people that have joined us for more than one. We've done quite a few of them, and we love working together. So yeah, if you feel called to do that, it's on Debbie Freebird, not Debbie Freebird. It's freebirdspirit.com, I think is her. Yeah, freebirdspirit.com. Oh, thanks, Brianna.
Oh, and Brianna's here. Everybody say hi to Brianna. Thank you, Brianna.
It's so funny. We were just talking before we started the live, and we were like, Jeffrey, I think, asked, is Brianna coming? And I was like, I'm not sure. And literally within 3 seconds, poof, she appeared on the screen. We love it. We're using our telepathy. Yeah, so why don't we move into some questions? And if you want, you can be my guest and choose where to start.
I'm just going to go with the first one. My eyes went to Laura Collins. Hi, Laura. Thank you for being here. Any messages from my guides? So, yeah, Laura. You know, with regard to where you are, I feel like that there is a real progression with regard to your spiritual sensitivities. I feel like that you're already aware. You already have experienced your clairs. Let's call them the Claire sisters are in the house with you, and but I feel like that there's been a little bit more cracked open with you. It's like you're evolving spiritually. And I feel like that the guides are really like trying to remind you and encourage you to experience it in a way where there's a little bit more surrender and a little less like trying to force is how I want to describe it. Really allowing spirit to do what spirit needs to do for us, because each one of us experience our clairs just a little bit differently.
Mm.
And there's a real sense about this intuitive sense within you that is really well, the words I was going to say is on fire. So there's a tendency to become overwhelmed, and there's a tendency to get wrapped up in the what you expect should happen, and it's different than what you hear other people talking about. So I really just want to encourage you to allow it to be what it is supposed to be for you. Keep yourself grounded, keep yourself present, and just experience it with less, like, don't take it so seriously. Be more playful about it. You know what I mean? Be more playful about it and allow it to be what it's how it's to be for you. Because I know I can feel your empath, I can feel your clairsentience, I can feel that from over here, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. And when we do feel that overwhelm, really take a moment and allow yourself to ground. And just a real simple visual is just see roots growing out from the bottom of your feet into the light of the center of the earth. And take 3 deep breaths, boom, you're grounded and you're present. So yeah, it's very exciting. There's rainbow all around you. So if Reiki is not a part of your world right now, I feel like that is in your field. So if that resonates with you, and you know, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. So if that happens to cross your feed one day, it's supposed to. So
Beautiful.
I hope that's helpful for you, Laura.
I love that. And Laura, if you're in the chat, please just let us know if that resonates. And I feel like, Jeffrey, as you were speaking, you're also speaking to some other people, going like, is he actually talking to me? My guides were making me aware of that. And just one little add-on for you, Laura, is that they kept saying courage around you. Courage, courage, courage. And it's like, I feel like you have had moments where you've really had to step into that place of being courageous, and they're acknowledging you in how you can handle things. And it's really, if you could take a moment and see yourself through their eyes and just celebrate that, you're not missing anything. So as you're reaching out, you're asking for this guidance, you're praying, however you're communicating that, just trust that you're in the receive. And sometimes there's a stillness and a silence in the receive, but that's not any less than if they gave you all the direction and all the guidance you ever wanted or needed. So yeah, it's a beautiful energy. And I too, when you said that rainbow light energy, wow, that was electrifying. So wonderful. Very loudly.
Sorry, Kevin. What did you say?
She said to you that it resonated very loudly.
Oh,
Jeffrey.
yes.
Yeah.
Real quickly, I just wanted to acknowledge Sharon. Thank you for your moderation. Thank you for showing up in the way that you do. And Ness, you too. All of you moderators are so helpful. So helpful. Thank you.
Thank you both. Yeah, thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Ness. Good to see you both here. All right. I'm going to choose. Let's go to this one. Pat, are you still here? And we'll just need you to be active in the chat if we're going to move into the energy of mediumship. Pat Lee. Hello, beautiful souls. My mother, Carol, who I called Mumsy. Oh, that's so cute. One of my brothers calls my mom that. Past 9 months ago. Does she have any messages for me, please? Let us know if you are here. Yes, wonderful. Okay, Pat. There's something about the energy of your earrings and the jewelry that I'm being brought to. And it's just like an admiration. I feel like I'm looking through mom's eyes, and her just noticing the details of things is what she's making me feel. So she wouldn't have missed things. And so the fact that you might have changed your hair a little bit, she's saying it's a little bit different, and your how you've kind of evolved within the ways that you would express your yourself through jewelry or clothes. She's really admiring that. So I feel like she would have been one to tell you if she liked it, or if she maybe she didn't alternatively. But there is this attention around that. I also want to mention, I feel like there's a brother or someone like a brother to you that she's also making me aware of. And she's bringing me to the month of June being highlighted around you. And I don't know if you are in the talks of, pardon me, the trip. I feel like, actually, let me just back up. What she's showing me is this, like the bags packed. So like there's these bags, I've got this energy of this movement. And so I'm curious if you would understand heading somewhere or have just gotten back from somewhere. Okay. Let me know if you're understanding any of this so far. Oh, you just went from long hair to a pixie cut 2 weeks ago. So wonderful. So those changes, you know, and they do this just to acknowledge that they're just witnessing everything, of course, in a different way. But she's really admiring that energy of the change. And it feels like as I move into that, there has been some changes. And even in the short time that she hasn't been here, on the earth plane, there's been some changes in your life, and it's like kind of like keep going. It's back to that energy of the courage, and it's like, okay, the choices that you're making since I've not been here, some of them have been challenging, and so there's this cheerleader. Jeffrey has pom-poms under his desk. And so it's like that. Like I feel like the energy of mom, she would have really celebrated and cheered you on through your life, and know that that same energy is coming through for you in all the moments, and that will continue for you, Pat. And then one last thing, she's also someone's about to celebrate a birthday or a celebration. She's showing me the birthday cake around that, and so hopefully you'll understand that. But lots of love from her to you. Oh, my dad is 89, showing dementia. When he passes, I plan to move out of state. Okay, interesting. Yeah, interesting. And they would be aware of, we put this timeline on it, and the spirit would be aware of the bigger picture in that. So, of course, she would draw close to you at this time, Pat. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you, Pat. Okay, somebody named Gray is here, and I saw it go by.
I love that name. If I had a child, I might name a dog that too, but a child or a dog, I love that name. And I would spell it A-Y. Sorry.
Yeah. I had a little kitten that was a Gray Kitty, and her name was Gray Kitty.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah. Gray, hi. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, boys. Could I get some help from Spirit, please? Practically speaking, legal with sisters, or this year's travel. Pretty and please. Aw. Okay, so a couple of things. With regard to this, I don't know if this is regard to the travel. I'm going to get to the legal part here in a second. But Gray, there's this feeling that I'm being nudged to encourage stepping outside of the comfort zone. I feel like I want to encourage you to stretch yourself and say yes to that which you would otherwise say no to.
Oh.
That, and when I say, sometimes, and I don't mean saying no to something that's not in alignment with you. Not that. Saying yes to that which you would say no to out of uncertainty or out of fear or out of feeling like, who am I to go there or do this? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? There's this feeling Scotland or no, this is more about you personally. I really feel this nudge. I saw your name go by earlier, and I just felt like I wanted to encourage you stepping out into the unknown. You know what I mean? Stepping out into the unknown. With regard to the legal, I'm uncomfortable, and I feel this sense of discomfort. And I know, obviously, we wouldn't be in a legal situation if there weren't disagreements. But here's how I want to speak to it. Here's how I feel like Spirit is nudging me to speak to it. There's a sense where I just want to remind you that this is the 3D planet. Disagreements will happen. Uncertainty and rifts will happen within families. And I feel like I just need to remind you, again, I know you too are on the spiritual path. I can feel your heart. That doesn't always make these situations and circumstances all that much easier. Let's be honest, we're human beings, right? But I feel like I need to remind you that I just keep being shown you taking some really deep breaths, really deep breaths with regard to those involved within the lawsuit, the frustration, the disagreements at hand, that you're not seeing eye to eye. And it feels more like people that are in the disagreement with you, like on your side, but still not agreeing to how you should proceed. Does this make sense, Gray? I hope it does, because there's just this overwhelming sense that I just want to remind you to take deep breaths and to remember compassion. And that I was recently told the sis would never listen to me unless I engaged a third. And it's a soul wound. Okay, that's it. That's it. So let me speak to that as I was speaking to it, not knowing what I was speaking to, taking some deep breaths and holding a little bit of extra compassion. I know that's a wound. I know that's painful. I get it. Kevin and I were just having conversation before we got on, and we were talking about these moments of trigger with people. And we have to realize that these triggers that we're experiencing are opportunities for us to recognize the light and remember that this ultimately has nothing to do with you personally, even though it feels like it does. And it looks like it is. Ultimately, this is not about you. This is about your sister and where she is, her filters, her experiences in life. Now, having said all this, I'm going to say what I was feeling before I knew this little part of the story. I do feel like that on the other side of this, there is a healing. There is a reconnection. There is that place where you guys come back together, not without real conversation and real forgiveness. You know what I mean? Real, between the two of you, you know? So I know it's hard right now. I know that it sucks right now, let's be honest. But I just really want to remind you to take some deep breaths, remember her light, and that this is coming from her own pain. She's addicted to being the right one. But imposing her reality over mine has kept me from my free will and living choices, though it is my money, which is mine to give.
Wow. Yeah.
Kevin, do you have anything to add?
Well, it was interesting. I think you said the word emotion, and it stopped me. And I heard that the emotions are the reflection, and it allows us to look for the deeper meaning in it. And so it's like this opportunity. And sometimes when we're in it, it's like it's messy, and this feels very layered. And that place of communication when we're going into it, wanting to be the right one, wanting to, make them wrong, and that it's not workable. And so this kind of like sometimes the pause in it where we're not, able to make it workable, we're in the upset. We need time, to just, maybe things will shift in both directions so that you can get to this place of, communication, if you will. But there's deeper, and it feels like I feel we could spend the whole hour on this, really just unpacking it. But know that there's support for you in every single moment of this, and that underneath it, we do have choice in it. And that was the thing. I won't say too much about what Jeffrey and I were talking about, but it's just the reminder is we have choice in it, and how we're going to show up, or where we need to put boundary, or what that looks like is within our ability. So yeah, all the best to you, Gray. All the best to you and what you're experiencing in this moment. And it'll move, and that energy will change. So hang in there.
And also, Gray, just real last minute, just the last Scotland. I keep seeing you with like around kilts. I keep seeing you around castles. I keep seeing you around that symbolic gray skies that the UK is known for. Doesn't feel like gray skies, but it feels like a whole lot of fun.
And I got energy around. Was the other one Peru?
Yeah, Peru was there too.
Yeah, I was like,
I was feeling that too. I mean, I was feeling that too, but I had to go with what I was seeing first.
I love it. Yeah, there's energy in both, Jeffrey, for sure. All righty. Was it my turn? Did you choose that one?
Yes.
All right, let's do this one, Julia. And I also wanted to say hi to people that are tuning in from YouTube, and Jeffrey from YouTube, of course, YouTube, and Facebook. Sorry, Facebook, Instagram land. Hello over there. Don't be shy. You can put your questions in as well. It's great to have you all here. And with that, Julie Medina, will I have a breakthrough within my finances, please? Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm going to stop with those. Okay. Divine timing. I got the divine timing, and I got the overcoming obstacles. So those are both yes to me. And of course, you're going to want a time frame and something a little bit more specific. Is there any guidance? Oh, okay. I'm not to be facetious. Okay, this is really great. So it's like, it's unpacking all of them. So yes, there is. And I got within a month or within a week. And so what that feels like is that you have more say in this, period. You have more say in this. So really, I feel like this might just be an energetic that you have had these experiences. Things have been difficult. This is where you're at in this moment. And now it's a matter of like igniting the fire and that energy in a new kind of direction, new like motivation, inspiration, all of that, and going for it. And so there is, to me, this indication about your own action. So how you're spending, where you're not spending, all of that kind of stuff, looking at it. And they're also showing me that you might look outside to get a little bit more financial direction. There's free resources to help in all areas of life. And I know for certain with finance. So maybe just reaching out to get a little bit of strategy around it. Like things like, oh, I never thought of that, to really assist you in this kind of, I want to say recovery actually is the word that I'm being brought to. And that, again, this is going to be somewhat of a process, but that it's a breakthrough is definitely the energy that is there. So yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I feel that too. I feel that too, Kevin. Julia, there is this feeling too. I just want to add one little thing here. There feels to me like there's, when Kevin said going on the outside, I want to encourage you to find that within yourself, that which, that passion, because I keep seeing you like with a little side hustle that comes from your very core, that lights you up from the inside out. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I mean, it could be like if you love dogs, to pieces, you know, and you just want to help and serve and be with dogs, you know, like do dog walking on the side, you know what I mean? Just adding in and that's for your own, you know, your own health and moving and getting your blood going, your cardiac vascular system moving a little bit. But that it feels like this little side hustle that is swirling around your field, that you feel that within yourself, and just haven't acted on it. I keep being shown that too, but that's another way that your spirit is pinging you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that, Courtney. I'm going to put that up there. It's so true. Do what you love and you'll always be rich. Yeah, it's a matter, I think it's perspective when it comes down to it. And I think that's a great message. Alrighty. Go for it, Geoffrey.
Okay, let me go back. Where was that coming from? Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for being here. Debbie says, we aren't all destined for greatness. Truth. I told my husband that my spiritual path was to get him to his next level, teaching him patience. Do you see anything else for me? Okay, that's funny, and that's true. Our partners are a direct reflection, and all that triggers us within our partners is a direct reflection of us on our inside. So you teaching him patience, yes. Yeah, you know, I also just want to add to Debbie, you know, I can feel your heart. I can feel your empathic connection to your world and to the people around you, the people that you come across, that sit with you. Do you understand why I feel like when people are with you and in your field, they leave feeling better? There's this feeling about your vibe and your heart where you really have this way of communicating and seeing people in a way that they might not be seen or heard at home or at school or at, you know, in their homes, in their world. And I love your warm personality and the way that, like, I already feel better just being in your field. And I just really want to reflect that back at you because, I just want to reflect that back at you because that is your superpower, honey. That is your superpower. And you're absolutely right. We are not all meant for greatness. And one of the things that we see in today's world with all of the Oprahs and influencers and, you know, all of those people, we have it ingrained in our minds that we aren't enough unless we're supersized like that. And that's not the truth. That's not the truth of the matter at all. I really just want to remind you that you are absolutely where you need to be. And that superpower within you, you're already doing it. Like, you and your heart show up before you get there. And that healing is already flowing through you. You know what I do? I just got a ping too. I just saw, you know, you're a natural healer. This vibe that I've been describing about you is inherent with your very core. You're a natural healer, and it comes naturally to you. However, I just saw the rainbow all around you as well, and I just feel like I'm being pinged for you. It's like I just want to remind you that the Reiki is out there. And you know, Kevin and I, we always laugh and we joke that, you know, we think the whole world should go through Reiki training. And, you know, but we don't tell everybody that if we don't see it. But I see this around you. And I just feel like I'm being pinged to bring that into your field of awareness again, and to be prepared if that should cross your feed on Facebook or wherever you are. to pay attention to that. Pay attention.
Mm,
There's really beautiful growth within that and how we can serve others.
mm. I love this. I have nothing to add on except a little bit of cheekiness because Spirit was correcting you both. That's so beautiful. You really spoke to her soul in that, and I could feel that. And that's why you'll understand this, where Spirit was going, you guys know there is greatness in everyone. And so from the Spirit side, they do recognize us in our greatness. They wanted to correct you both. And I just...
Okay, that's funny.
I was like, so there, Spirit has spoken. But how beautiful. Yeah, of course, that energy of healing is innately in your nature. And so, in different ways, there is greatness in each of that. So
100%.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, shall we move on? Move on. Okay, let's see. Let's go to this one. Shelly, are you still here? And thank you so much for participating in the chat, you guys, and letting us know that you're here and you understand things or not. That's so helpful. Just in the energy, it's, when you're looking at a blank screen, you guys can see us, but we don't see any of you. So I see lovely Jeffrey, but so it really does help with the energy. Shelly Parada. That's a cool name. Let us know. Oh, you're here. Wonderful. All right. And then feeling exhausted, not knowing which way to go. Do my guides have a message for me? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Just Shelly, first of all, if you would understand the grandmother, I feel it's mom's mom. If you would understand grandmother on mom's side, in the spirit world, just drawing close to you. And I feel this closeness would have been something, if I'm feeling this right, with this grandmother, you would have had a closeness with her when she was here. And the card that came out, which is really beautiful, is the worthiness card. And I feel like there is a real reason, intention, significance about this time in your life being in this kind of regeneration, is what they're wanting me to call it. And so things are... when we get overstimulated and our nervous system is misfiring and we are inundated with just life, there's this real softness that comes in, and I feel the presence of that grandmother in spirit that is like just reminding you. I feel like from her own perspective, her own earthly walk, that she would have had moments of relatability in what you're going through. And so the perseverance was the other card when I flipped this, was there. And that, that fire within you is really allowing you to really keep going. And we don't always have to know where that is. And a lot of the times we don't, but I feel what's anchoring you in that direction, if you will, is your connection to the spirit, connection to yourself, that inner guidance that sometimes feels like it's not there, but knowing that deep within it really is. And so it's gentle. It's this gentle energy of healing, and beyond the self-care, really going into that self-love and that worthiness. And it's tough. I can feel the energy of like, oh my gosh, am I going to move past this? And the answer is yes, you will. And so there is encouragement from I feel like there's a close friend, and sometimes we have to reach out and let people know. Sometimes people just take it like, oh, they don't hear from us, then they're okay. Or sometimes alternatively, and this might be your experience, where you're the one that typically reaches out and does the check-ins on other people. Sometimes in that we can be forgotten. So there is this energy of you reaching out, you know, and letting people know, or someone that's really close to you, what you're experiencing. So hopefully that's helpful for you, Shelley.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Shelley. You know what? I gotta go to Julia. I've seen this a couple of times. Julia. Hi, Julia. Thanks for being here. So Julia says, I've been having dreams of deceased friends and relatives a lot lately. What are they trying to tell me? Are my guides trying to communicate with me? So, Julia, I can't help but feel within you that you are being, these are visitations. These are visitations from your people. They're getting your attention. There is a medium budding on your insides that is just like ready to like pop. So you are a natural medium, and they're coming to you. They're getting your attention. You're recognizing who they are, that they are on the other side. Having this awareness, it's catching you and causing you to get curious. So I really want to encourage you to pay attention to that and be open and receptive to teachers crossing your path. Teachers, their ads crossing down your feed, you know, where you might see Kevin offering a class of beginning mediumship. And, you know, so when you see that, that is a divine synchronicity meant for you to see. I can sense that within you. I can tell that you're clairvoyant. I can tell that you're empathic, you're clairsentient. And this is all just like, ready to be expressed is how I want to I just want to pop with that childlike enthusiasm.
I'm laughing at the picture because I was just telling you that story of the rooster, Jeffrey.
Oh yes.
You know, and it's like, and I feel like there's lightness in that. And in the picture, it's like, you know, if you haven't lived beside a rooster, they are noisy, and bless them, all these sentient beings. I love them all. However, when you're trying to sleep at 3 a.m. for weeks upon end, and you can't because the rooster is doing its little call, that can be like, and there's relevance in why I'm being drawn to that, because it's like spirit isn't as loud and vocal as we sometimes would want them to be. It's like, you know, really give it to us, be direct, let us hear it. Why can't we hear objectively outside through our clairaudience? It's like, bring it. And that part of how subtle it is, you know, it's allowing us to look at our own trust within the spirit. And if we trust in it and just know that, you know, staying with it and being an active participant. You know, we put out this like, spirit, show me, spirit, give me this, give it, like, you know, and it's not demand, it's a request. Of course, we're all doing it lovingly, and we can participate in that. You know, what can I do for spirit? You know, I can take a step closer. So sometimes it's just that little subtle perspective that can be a big light bulb. So I love that picture, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Julia.
Exactly. Maybe not. Yeah. I like the sound of rooster too when I'm at the farm. And it's like, yeah, the sun's come up, but when it's still dark, I'm sorry, Nana needs her sleep.
Yes. Nana is Kevin's alter ego.
Yeah. Needs her sleep. Wonderful. Okay, one caught my eye, and I'm going to go to it now if I can go back to it. And what's kind of interesting, and it's funny, not funny, how sometimes people are experiencing very similar. And so, Jenna, maybe in the information that was spoken to a couple of readings ago, Jeffrey was beautifully connecting into that energy of what was happening. I think it was Gray that was asking, there was that similar energy in this. And I feel like, let me just read the question again. Will I ever get my dad's estate finished? My youngest sister? Yeah. And yeah, sorry, not yeah. Yes, I do feel like that will, like, yeah, it will actually come to, yeah, there is a sense of freedom. The do it card, again, I feel like there's something where sometimes we feel like we're handcuffed in it. And there is this other other energy that I can feel the apprehension as I step into it. And I'm not sure if you would understand that for yourself. If it's about conversation, initiating that. And I think you're spot on with your own sense of intuition. And I love this card. Help is on the way. So really, again, big lessons being learned. It's not just you that are learning this. And that's the thing. We come here and I was listening. Okay. Yeah. And I felt there was parts of it where we're like, okay, is this my dad trying to, communicate? Exactly. And in the bigger picture, we realize, the impact that we can have on other people. And from a soul level, there's no intention of harming somebody else. And on the humanness, it's like we're here to teach one another. And so in this, I feel you'll be able to breathe and you'll be in this release of the energy. And I'm feeling that's this year coming up, that really does shift for you to just kind of be beyond this energy that's currently kind of feeling like it's feeling. So,
oh, she wants more money.
Okay. Yeah. And that's it. And you know what? It's sometimes not us learning the deeper lesson. It's the ones that are, that we're challenged with, or there's upset with, that are actually going to learn the bigger lesson. And I say that in the most loving way. It's money can be that energy for people. So we're all holding space for both of you going through similar, and anybody going through that, where there's, the conflict and the turmoil of, it's sad. And the work that Jeffrey and I do, we deal with this thing probably weekly from people that have lost loved ones. And there's this energy of what's left behind in the material and what that does for some people. And it's different. And so with that, your experience is unfortunately quite common, very common. So lots of love to you, Jenna.
Yeah, everybody send Gray and Jana a little extra love as they're going through this struggle with their families. You know what? I saw an Instagram question go by, so I want to acknowledge Instagram. Hi guys. It's the platform doesn't merge Instagram, so we don't see you guys like we see everybody else. So I'm sorry for that, but I did see oh, there it is. Thank you, Brianna.
Hi, thanks, Brianna.
Oh yeah. So Kate says, can I please ask, how can I connect more with my spirit guides? I've been on a spiritual journey for a while. I'm trying to find my path. So I have a meditation on my YouTube that is specifically for connecting with those on the other side. Is that what you were going to say?
I wrote it down. To add on in case you didn't. It's perfect.
Yeah. And it's really beautiful. It guides you through your own self and putting yourself out there, your own expansion, and getting to that place where we meet them. And it's that's that special little safe place, that your happy place in spirit that we go to in meditation. And you go there with the intention of meeting them, and you just let them show up. And as it's happening, you're going to feel like you're making it up. You're going to feel like you're imagining it all, and it's all pretend, and it's all just you. So I am giving you permission to pretend and just make it all up. Because you're not. When you're in that place and you're in that space and you've put yourself with the intention of sitting in that meditation and meeting them, they're right next to you. They're part of this. You've been feeling their nudge. So just allow yourself to roll with it. Invite your inner child and have a blast. And just let them walk up to you no matter how they look. Don't second guess. Don't question it. Be open. And it could be a crossover. It could be your grandmother. You feel like that sometimes. Yeah, we all do. We all did. It's part of recognizing the spiritual senses, because the ego does feel like we're making it all up. So, I really want to encourage you to go there, really go there, not take it so seriously. Just allow yourself to be, and while you're there, ask them their name. And the first thing that comes into your head, that's it. Even if it's Elmer, you know, even if it's a name that you would never. I had a client once tell me, you know, that their spirit guide told them their name was Bob, and she was upset. She thought it should have been more spiritual. So just allow it to be. Yeah, just allow it to be, because they're fun and they're playful, and they are with us and are encouraging us to open up a little bit more and expand a little bit more. And you can feel that on your insides. That's why you're asking this question. I know this is going to a lot of other people that are listening and watching. Do you have anything to add, Kevin?
Just to like back it up with the science, is that the imagination is the gateway to the subconscious, and that's where this communication is its best. It's like finding that beautiful energy, and so use your imagination. I love that, Jeffrey. Use your imagination. And then the other little part of this that I'm a great advocate of, sitting in the power, you know, sitting in the stillness of your body before we can be in the stillness of our mind, to be in this beautiful communication that takes something. We're all distracted, and we've all got all of these thoughts, and we have all of these things that are happening all around us, and all of these layers. And in that vibration sometimes just doesn't allow us, because it's so subtle, to be in that recognition. And it's not to say that it's not happening. And so we have to do things to allow our nervous system and our body to be, you know, regulated to a point where we can be in that stillness, so we can actually, you know, really tune in to that communication that's happening like every day, all day, really. And so, yeah, there's lots of things, but I did write down the YouTube channel meditation that you have. So go check it out.
Yeah. And, you know, I want to tell you just a brief little story about that, the imagination that we both just talked about. So in my early days, 20 years ago, almost, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how spirit was communicating to me, although I knew spirit was, because I knew things that I just couldn't explain. You know what I'm saying? And as spirit would have it, the guides would have it, you know, I'm sitting at my computer, probably on Facebook or wherever. And this was about 2008. I think I got on Facebook in 2007. And through synchronicity, this meme comes by, and it's like a painting of Joan of Arc standing on the log with her hands tied behind her back, and they're, you know, lighting the logs on fire underneath her, and they're screaming at her that you don't talk to God, it's just your imagination. And her response was, well, how else would he talk to me? I tell you this story just because it hit me so deeply. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if there's any historical validity to that meme or story at all. The point is, it hit me so deeply that I was like, oh, okay. And that was my little permission slip. And it was like, okay, let's invite the inner child and make it all up. And then you start to figure it out. Yeah. So
I love that. Allowing it. Okay, I'm gonna go to this one. Mark Rhodes. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you. Love a message from my mind and body now that I'm off my meds. Interesting. Jeffrey, are you able to tune into this one too? Because I actually know Mark, but I'd love for us both to tune into this one.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
There's a feeling like I feel a little anxiety. I feel a little pressure, I guess is how I want to describe it. I feel like I'm feeling a sense of pressure that I'm expecting me to feel the way that I feel like it should be, like I should be feeling this sooner. I should feeling this quicker, faster. There's this feeling of like I want to there's a feeling of clarity that I also want to talk about. And there's this feeling like I just want to I keep seeing like Mark, I keep seeing you outside, whether it's hiking or running or the fresh air, that which is also contributing to the clarity. But there's this feeling like it's like, it's like finally, I just feel this sense of like this exhale. And but I also feel like at the same time, I thought like almost like I thought I would feel better, quicker now. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to remind you that there is this feeling of patience and trust. And there's that feeling of like clearing that is happening at the same time. And it's like I see confetti around you. It's like you've made it to the next level. Like there's this almost like this celebration with where you are off your meds. Does that make sense, Kevin?
Yeah. Yeah. The energy that I was feeling into was a conversation that I was having recently, and they brought me back to that about our own language in how we're describing, like, I have anxiety, my anxiety, versus saying, I'm feeling anxious and this is where it's coming from, is very different. And so in that, it feels like this shedding of acknowledging your own power in this. And I feel like Spirit's wanting you to recognize your own intuition around this. And that's really key in it. So not to be in any judgment or like medicine is medicine. And I look at it where there's like, sometimes we need it and sometimes there's other ways of achieving it without it. And so in this, I feel like it's giving you a really the clearness and a vibration that is allowing you to really intuit what is best for you. And I love that where Spirit was taking you like outside. And because the first hit that I got, Mark, was the energy of that restaurant. I was in San Francisco and Mark was a part of an event that we were doing with Linda G and Mel. And we got to go to this restaurant that literally, when I think about it, I start salivating. It was so enjoyable. And they brought me to that, Mark, because it's like for you to find areas where that's happening for you outside of, and not to say too much, but it's like very hard worker, work is very important. And there's other parts of your life that this is allowing you to kind of see that same richness and gratitude in it. So this is a celebration. You're right, Jeffrey. I think there's lots of confetti around this from your loved ones that are on the Spirit side, Mark. And I can just see them all gathering around you to really encourage you to continue to listen to your own sense of wisdom and that intuition, because you're spot on with that. So really stay in that and know that this energy of like the perseverance and this like slow and steady, that feels really good. That feels really good and supportive for you. So we love you.
When you said to him about the intuition and stepping up, the card that came out for him is called. And it says, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up.
Yeah. I mean, Mark is deeply intuitive and psychic. And I feel sometimes people that are, because it is so by nature, that we sometimes don't recognize it in ourselves. And it takes other people to go, oh my God, you're no different than like me, or that, yeah. And I love that. And I hope that actually speaks to other people, that we are all so deeply intuitive and connected, and have, we all have these abilities, and it's different in how they might, look because of, the dedication that some of us spend in the, and all of that, but not to downplay each person's own ability and connection. So I'm thrilled for you, Mark. in this. And thank you for sharing that
Yeah.
personal part of your journey with us.
Yeah, it's very helpful for so many people watching this now and watching this in the future. And I get it. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I needed to hear from that were telling me you're a medium. This is who you are. This is what you are. It took so many people to remind me. And so just remember, Mark, this is 2 more great big reminders.
Yeah. Jeffrey, you have to, it's so funny because you're in San Francisco. The Burma Love, I think, is the name of the restaurant. Have you been there?
It sounds really familiar, but
We have to go. And
restaurants around here are awesome.
And we're inviting Mark, so stay tuned for that. Yes, I love good food, and I loved it because it was all about sampling things, and they're actually saying that was important because that's what life's about, to have these experiences. And quite simply, that's our life purpose. If we want to look beyond and we want to do all of these things, it's no different than what we do with our guides. Like, our guides don't really, I'm going to say this, care on a level of you have to figure out my name. You have to know what I look like. They're not worried about that. They're just wanting us to have fun with it and to know that we're not alone in this, so be playful. And I think that's a beautiful place to end tonight's live.
Yes.
Jeffrey, it's always amazing to spend this hour with you. I look forward to Wednesdays. It's our thing.
Yes.
We're going to continue. And thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to the moderators. Thanks for your wonderful questions. And then
thank you guys. It's so great to be with you. And
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
What?
That was weird. I completely blanked out and everything froze, and I thought we lost it.
Okay, I thought it froze. I was looking at you going what, did she end the live or something?
Oh, you guys. We love hanging out with you.
Oh my gosh, too funny. I mean, it's a good way to go is laughing. So we will see you all next week. And thanks for everybody. And thanks, Brianna, for being here, being so wonderful with all of your backstage action. And thanks to Instagram, your Instagram page, Jeffrey.
Kate, thanks for being here. Yeah,
it was wonderful. All right, everybody, have a great night. We'll see you.
Bye, everybody.